Thank you very much, Scott. Good morning. For me, it's a big pleasure to be here today. For us, it's a great opportunity to explain how we will offer credit outside of the traditional bank system. It's very new, it's very innovative, and we expect to boost our business. Well, firstly, imagining that case. What we wanted to do is offering credit for people that do not have a bank account with us. That's the main objective of our presentation, and we do that using not a bank account, but data, intelligence, and integration. And of course, we count with the support of InterSystem. Well, firstly, I would like to give you a general perspective of Banco do Brasil Technology and Service. We are owned by Banco do Brasil. Banco do Brasil is the biggest financial conglomerate in Latin America. Just to give you some numbers, Banco do Brasil has more than $300 billion in assets. Just last year, we make profits around $5 billion despite the pandemic crisis. So in this conglomerate, we have more than 200 companies. One of these companies is Banco do Brasil Technology and Services. We are founded in 1974. We also have revenues around $250 million last year. We have more than 4,000 employees, and we are in more than 3,800 counties. Look at the map. Here's the Brazilian map. Brazil is almost the same size of US. It gives you the general perspective. Right here in the center, we have, Right here in the center, we have our headquarters in Brasília. Brasília is the capital of Brazil. We also have operations in São Paulo, that is the biggest financial city in Latin America. It's the heart of the financial system. Also, operations in Rio, everybody knows Rio de Janeiro. And we have operations in Amazon. So it's a humongous challenge. It requires for us a lot of efforts to deal with all this operation. In numbers, we have 10 information and communication and technology centers. Also, 3 call centers, because we are responsible to attend the bank clients. It's an important operation as well. 2 data centers, 2 monitoring centers. Why monitoring centers? Because we are responsible for the entire security of Banco do Brasil. Banco do Brasil has more than 5,000 branches. So if anything happens in any of these branches or in the main buildings of Banco do Brasil, instantaneously we need to do something. So all the software, these connections, is provided by BB Technology and Services. Also, we have 1 data center infrastructure, 2 service centers, because BBTS provide all the maintenance of the entire 35,000 ATMs of Banco do Brasil. And we have 1 document back office center, 1 microfilm center, 3 logistics center, 35 technical assistance centers, because we need to deal with this operation, a lot of problems related to the logistics, so it's a big challenge. But today, I'm not here to talk about all the information that we have in BBTS, all the activities, and not to discuss about software fabric that is also one of our activities. My main objective here today is to give you a perspective about credit outside of the traditional bank system. Credit for people that do not have a bank account with us. Here in the center, we have Hive Place, provided or powered by InterSystem. This is the core of the operation. Because we need to, as I mentioned before, we need data, intelligence, and integration. Right here, we have the consumer. And over there, we have our client. Of course, it's our owner, but it's still our client, the Banco do Brasil. Right here below, we have the microservices. Actually, here we have more than 42 microservices, a lot of partners, high-performance partners. What do we have right here? First, all the telecoms in Brazil are connected with us. The justice system in Brazil is connected with us. all the credit bureaus is connected with us. And also, we have a lot of reward programs and miles programs that we need to collect this information as well. So imagine you're a client, and of course, as a client, you would like to buy goods and services. In that moment, use your front end, could be on the internet, could be using an app, or in a physical store. You decide to buy a car, a refrigerator, I don't know, anything that you want. So, we are a bank, we need to analyze your credit risk. To do that, you will type some information. The first information that you will type is, here in US will be just like your social security number. In Brazil, it's CPF, but it's the same. Also, you will type your address. Address is key for this information. And you will type your phone number. Why address is so important, and why we need connections to check this address? Because address will give us a proxy of your income. So, we connect these information to the telecoms, and the telecoms report to us if that address is correct or not. Why telecoms? Because if you decide to change your house or move to another place, the first thing that you do is switch your internet. You need internet in your house. So that information is very important. It's a good information for us to analyze your credit. And if I know where you live, I know your neighbor income. And also, I know all the social information regarding that area. So, again, very good information for credit. But to do that, we need to integrate all the information. We need all this information available to the bank. So, we have this very important information that we collect, not only using the telecoms information, but the entire package of enrichment database. Even the reward program, mileage program, we use that information. And I give you here an example. Suppose that you have a son. Well, maybe your son do not have job, no income, no assets. He's a student. But I know that he's using his mileage program. I have this information. I know where he lives. And I can check this information. So could be a good idea, give your credit for this guy. Why? Because the father will pay the bill. So, could be good. But maybe he do not have account with us. Maybe we do not have information about him. But we have connections with real estate registers in Brazil. We have connections with cars information in Brazil, all the registers of the cars. So we know that these guys they have a house, sometimes a car, and also we can check his track records of buying and acquisition on the internet. So we can, in this sense, know that these guys are buying goods and services and he's paying his bills. More than that, since we have connections with data bureaus and credit bureaus in Brazil, it means if he do not pay his last bill, well, we will know. It will flag for us. This is a very high information, very, very high quality information. But, well, what else? Phone number validation, it's important. We will see because of the operational risk. This will be very important. Also, documentoscopy, face match, and I will explain why. Well, firstly, we discussed about the credit risk. So we send this information to the bank, and also using areas from InterSystems, we normalize all this information because sometimes we have a score -1 to +1, sometimes A, B, C, D, sometimes could be good or bad. So we need to normalize this information sent to the bank. Also, using actually the information of the photo of the guy, the photo of the customer, we need to make sure now if the client is the real client. It's not a fake ID. It's not a people that says that he's a John, but not a John, Mary, Mary. So we need to make sure that this guy is who he mentioned he is. So for do that, we capture the biometric information of the photo, send it to one prime that we have for one partner using inter-system connection, and also we need to make sure that that photo provides liveness. It's a real photo. It's not a photo of a photo. This is very important because sometimes you can collect the picture in Facebook and use. So we need to make sure that that photo is real. And also, we need to make sure that that photo belongs to you. So we connect the data registers in Brazil, and we made, actually we check if this information is real and provide face match one by one. So I have your picture, I send the information, and then I will receive the information. Okay, you are you, it's okay. So it's very important to reduce fraud. So all this information together, so we send to the Banco do Brasil, and Banco do Brasil will provide, using their model and using artificial intelligence with all this information, he will provide an offer credit, he will offer credit for this consumer. Actually, firstly, he will give a limit. Sometimes could be a lot of money, sometimes don't, will depend on the credit risk. Also the interest rate, because the interest rate is a good proxy of the risk of that operation, so it is very important to capture this information. And also, we can offer for this customer in how many installments he would like to pay that credit. So we send this information, and then the consumer will decide if it's a good offer or not. If he says it's a good offer, okay, the credit will be approved, and the banks will pay for this marketplace. The banks, of course, need to have some agreement with this marketplace. But this is a problem of the bank, and since we have 82 million clients in Brazil, we have a very strong sales force to do that. Well, here we finished the first leg of the operation, that is, giving the credit for the people. Now we're a bank. We need to collect the money back. We need to receive our money. To do that, again, we use inter-system information, and we use all your support to connect different methods of payments, and we need to provide reconciliation of this operation. And one thing that I forgot to mention that is also very important, when the consumer sends this information, he actually approves for us to using his data. So it's in this regard, actually we have fulfilled all the requirements of data protection rule. It's very important to mention that, because we are not, actually we fulfill all the requirements and all the needs to provide a good quality services in the sense of data protection rule, we are made in this. So again, the payment methods. Actually to do that, as I mentioned before, you don't need to have a current account with Banco do Brasil. So to do that, we need to use credit card, payment order, or instant payment. This credit card could be issued by any institution, any financial institution. Could be issued by Merrill Lynch, Bank of America, I don't care, any bank. This bank, of course, needs to have a relationship with us, but everyone has. So credit card, and we use Hive Place to connect this information, to connect every credit card, and every month we will send a bill to this credit card. Just like, for example, Netflix do, just like any streaming program that you sign or newspaper, every month we will send a payment order. It's important to mention that because we don't want to send once and for all payment order because it will consume the limit of the consumer. So it's important to send every month, just like a signature, something like that. We can also use payment order and instant payment. And we provide account reconciliation because if we send the information to the credit card and you pay, the bank needs to know that you already pay. So all the accountability needs to be sensitive to this information. It's very important to mention that. Also communication and interoperability. So we're expecting just for next year to provide 50 million transactions using these new methods, and we're expecting to offer something close to $250 million in credits, again, just for next year. It will be an important operation. Here we have, again, Hive Place. Down below, we have external sources of data enrichment and a lot of important partners. Needs to be a very efficient partner. It's important, it's crucial for our operation. And also, we are using InterSystem to help us to deal with these data, with these connections, and to provide information to the bank as quickly as possible, and of course, good information. Also, we're providing data lake, because we have access to a lot of information, included, as I mentioned, information for the justice system in Brazil. So I can know if that consumer has some criminal record, for example. And data fabric, because it will be very important to help bank to provide artificial intelligence and using machine learning with these data to analyze not only the credit risk, but also the operational risk. And here, we're expecting to have more opportunities, because I mentioned Banco do Brasil has more than 200 companies. So we have healthcare institution over there. We have insurance companies. So there's a lot of opportunities. So we expect to boost our business using this kind of technology. And of course, it will help the consumer to decide if that credit is good or not. So it could be good to boost the economy, to increase the market, and to bring people that do not have real access to credit right now. So it will be a game-change transformation in Brazil. To finish, I would like to give you present to you a video that will give you actually these ideas of what we are doing. To finish, I'd like to give you a final message. This is very important. We expect to boost our business using this platform. So we need confidence, we need support, we need to move forward. This is the biggest operation in Latin America, so we cannot fail. It's very important, this. And we are part of the biggest financial conglomerate, one of the biggest in the world. So it's very important for us to have confidence, support, and work with the best in the world. So again, thank you very much. For me, it was a big opportunity to be here. I'm very thankful for you. And again, thank you very much.